guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2017 season. So, how are you all? I hope you've all had a really good weekend. We kicked off last week playing Sam Pendelis's World Championship Series team. We had a lot of fun through the whole of last week. We had a bit of a hiccup with Friday's episode, which sorry about, but we had a bonus episode that I put together quickly on Saturday, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you really enjoyed featuring Sam's team on the channel. But this week is a bit of an interim week, because next week we're going to be launching off with a brand new team on the School of Hard Knocks, and we've had a lot of requests recently to play Alolan Raichu and Tapu Koko, and a lot of comments as well, kind of relating back to Ryota's team. And I thought it would be quite fun to pull back the very first VGC team that I made in this format, which has got a few similar concepts to what Ryota's World Championship winning team was. So I thought, it kind of relates to his team. It's kind of a throwback to what we kind of started the channel off with. It's our 1 year kind of anniversary almost on Friday the 25th of August. That was when I first created the YouTube channel. So it's kind of fitting this week. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I've made a few adjustments to the original team. There's a few things that I've kept the same. But I think it'll be a lot of fun this week, kind of going in, seeing how it does as well. There's one thing I'll always say to players as well, if you're playing a format and you built a nice team that you really liked at the start of the format and it's near the end of the format, there's no harm in going back and maybe having a look at how that team performs within the format at the minute. After everything's changed, after the format's kind of settled down, the metagame's kind of settled, there's new text and things coming into the metagame, just revisit the team, see if there's anything you like from that team to take forward, and see how you get on. So it'll be an experience anyway this week, so hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'd love to hear your feedback. But we have our first opponent of the day, Real, and they are running a team of Drifblim, Arcanine, Tapu Lele, Snorlax, Garchomp, and Magnezone. So what do we want to bring here? We've got that Tapu Lele and Drifblim combination. It's going to be a bit awkward for us to deal with, but we do have our Tapu Koko and Raichu that can help us here. Against that, the big electric type attacks that we can fire off against that Drifblim will help out a lot. Crocodile's a nice lead, although we have to be a bit careful with the Lele. It is going to cause a lot of issues. Celesteela is a very good lead here, I think, with maybe... Do we want the Gyarados? Do we want Gyarados? Gyarados is decent. We don't want to get burnt though, that's the only issue. So one problem with this team, there's not much speed control on it. So what are we gonna do? Let's lead. Let's bring Coco, and let's bring Gara as well. We've kind of left the Crocodile in the back, on the bench for this game, and we might have needed it for the Magnezone, but I don't know if my opponent... the only thing putting my opponent off bringing the Magnezone is the Marowak, but we'll see how we get on. We've got a fancy tech on Tapu Koko that can help us with the Magnezone. So we do lead off with Celesteela and Raichu. We do see that Psychic Seed activate on the Drifblim, so it's going to outspeed everything this first turn. But we do put the Lele under a lot of pressure, so it's whether or not we see the Lele protect here. So I'm just going to go for a heavy slam into it, and I'm going to pull in Tapu Koko to change the Psychic terrain into the electric terrain. And because we've got Assault Vest on Tapu Koko, we should be able to take, any combination of attacks thrown out at us, really. So, let's see. We've got the, just to throw my opponents off as well, we've got the shiny Tapu Koko. And we see the Magnezone hit the field. Okay, so we're going to see it. Oh, we're not going to see a Tailwind, just a Shadow Ball into the Tapu Koko slot. But because of that Assault Vest, we do take that quite comfortably. We do get a special defense drop though, which isn't ideal. Right, okay. So Magnezone is causing us a few issues here. I'm going to switch Celesteela out for Raichu, and I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Ground into the Magnezone. I don't expect this to pick up the KO, but we'll do decent damage to it regardless. We might even see it Protect and a Tailwind come out from that Drifblim. And there's a Shadow Ball. Is this into the Raichu slot? No, it's into the Tapu Koko again. But we do take that. Get the Hidden Power, and it is enough. Excellent. Which is really good. So we're able to take down that Magnezone. We'll probably see the Tapu Lele just come back in now. But it is the Garchomp. Okay, so that's a little bit surprising. Now I wonder if this is a Scarf Garchomp. Because we do have Hidden Power Ice on our Raichu, so we can take advantage of that and get rid of the Garchomp. But we also could Thunderbolt into the Drifblim as well. I think what I'll do is Hidden Power Ice into the Garchomp, and I'm just going to Volt Switch into the Drifblim. Get Gyarados maybe onto the field. So, no Protect coming out from my opponent. Get the Hidden Power Ice off. Oof, it's not quite enough to take the Garchomp down. Do you see a Tailwind from the Drifblim? And we get that Volt Switch off into that slot, which is nice. We get some good damage onto the Drifblim here. Get the Tapu Koko out of harm's way, and we're probably better off bringing the Garchomp, the Gyarados in now. Get the Intimidate off while we can, and we probably will lose Raichu here to an Earthquake. You've got to imagine. And there's just an Earthquake. Doesn't affect Drifblim or Gyarados because of their flying type attacks. But Raichu probably will go down even -1. I don't expect it survives from the Garchomp. Now my opponent does have a Tailwind set up, but we can just bring in our Celesteela, which is going to help us quite a bit, you know, against this Garchomp that's going to be throwing out those big ground type attacks. If it's got the Groundium Z, it can't really utilise it right now, and everything's kind of in range to be picked up and KO'd. I think what I'm going to do is go for a Heavy Slam into the Garchomp with Celesteela, and I'm going to go for a... I'll go for a Waterfall just into the Drifblim. I'm not going to worry about setting up right now, Dragon Dancing or anything like that. There is a Tailwind up, so my opponent is going to be outspeeding us quite a bit, regardless of the Dragon Dances that we've got. We see the Garchomp withdraw, Tapu Lele take the field. It is going to overwrite that Electric Terrain with the Psychic Terrain, but we have Heavy Slammed into that slot. We just see a Shadow Ball from the Drifblim into the Celesteela. Does again lower our special defense. Get the Waterfall off with Gyarados, pick up the KO, and we should pick up the KO onto this Tapu Lele with our Celesteela here. Should... oh, just miss out. Okay. But we're still not in a bad position, to be honest. I know my opponent is in a Tailwind, but the Garchomp and the Lele together aren't really causing too many issues for my Celesteela in this point of the match. There's no threat of Will-O-Wisp anymore that we potentially had from that Drifblim, so we can quite happily just clear the field up, really. I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam into the Lele, and I'm just going to Protect with Gyarados this turn, just in case we see a Psychic maybe come out from the Lele into the Gyarados slot. We see a Rock Slide from Garchomp, so as long as we don't see any flinches come out. Might see the Lele have Thunderbolt. That wouldn't be ideal, and it does. But it's into the Gyarados slot, so I mean, no flinch on the Celesteela. Do pick up the KO onto the Lele, and we are going to be able to close out this match quite comfortably now. So let us just lock in these final moves. We'll just go for another heavy slam into the Garchomp, and don't need to faff around, just go for a waterfall as well into the Garchomp. We'll probably see a Rock Slide come out here if not a forfeit, but my opponent just forfeits. So very good game to my opponent, and not a bad start to the episode. I think the big thing there was, like I mentioned, you know, in team preview, I didn't want to reveal any information on the team. It's nice to kind of reveal stuff as we go through the matches. But the Hidden Power Ground on Tapu Koko is a big tech on there, and primarily, you know, I'm running Assault Vest on Tapu Koko, and it works quite nicely in tandem with the Alolan Raichu. So the Alolan Raichu has got the Life Orb just to give it a bit more power. It has got the modest nature, but it's to help deal with certain threats that you wouldn't have an answer for. So Nihilego is really especially defensively bulky, so it doesn't matter what item you put on the Raichu, maybe choice specs, but then you're locking yourself into one particular move and your opponent can play around that. So with the Hidden Power Ground, I can always guarantee, even on the bulky berry Nihilegos, I can Psychic it and I can Hidden Power Ground into it and it will pick up the KO. The same goes for most Marowaks as well, so I can Psychic into it and Hidden Power Ground it. And as we saw in that match, you know, we didn't bring Crocodile, but in that situation, we have like a little backup with the Hidden Power Ground that does deal with the Magnezone in that situation. So it is quite nice to have. And I do prefer it to Hidden Power Fire. You know, you've got the electric type attacks that hit things like Kartana for super effective damage anyway, so you don't really need the Hidden Power Fire in that situation, whereas the Hidden Power Ground comes in a lot more handy, I feel, with this kind of build. So it was nice to see it in practice there. And hopefully we have another good battle next game. Also, guys, just let me know what you think about like going into the rest of the week with this team, because I do like it a lot. It was my kind of first team that I created in the format for the London International Championships back in December last year. So it would be, you know, I'm quite happy playing it this week. If you guys want to see something else played, then let me know, because we've got a Hard Trick Room team we could play that we had featured that one episode on a Friday. We have got Ryota's team, so we could play that at some point this week, or we could go back to Sam's team and have a few games with that. I'm totally open for it, but the reason for the interim week this week is it's just going to give me a bit more time to build the team that I want to play with next week. You know, we've had a lot of great suggestions from you guys, and do keep them coming for teams and things that you'd like to see played on the channel next week, because I can always implement those things into the team. But this week, as you know, back end of last week, I had my parents visiting, which was amazing. They went home now, a bit sad, but it was amazing seeing them. I haven't had a lot of time to put into teams and things like that, so this week I'll just kind of spread it out a little bit, easier for me to kind of get something decent and solid to take into next week's episodes and forward. As I've mentioned, the Porygon Z is something I'd like to play with, so if it's something, you know, I've had good soundings from you so far, if it's something that you guys would like to see, if it is something that you'd like to see going a bit further on, or if there's other things you want to see with it, let me know. But for today's episode, we will play our very first VGCC. Like I say, I made some changes. You know, we had the Water MZ on the Gyarados in the original team. I've changed that to the Fly MZ because I just feel like the bounce gives us a bit more coverage against things like Tapu Bulu, Araquanid. Not that we're lacking in options for those sort of things, but you know, as well as Gastrodon as well. You know, we can dance up in front of it and then just nuke it with a Z, Supersonic Sky Strike. I don't know if we haven't changed pretty much anything on the Koko. Maybe Volt Switch, we put Volt Switch on the Koko. We originally had T-Bolt on that. Raichu's the same as it was in the original team. Crocodile is exactly the same. EV Spread is great, it works still for what we need it to do. Moveset is exactly the same. A lot of Marowak, I changed the EV Spread slightly just to optimize it a bit more. Celesteela, we had Substitute on it originally because, as you know from the early parts of the format, Sub on Celesteela was everywhere. I don't feel like we need it really, so the Flamethrower is obviously the more common option that you see these days. It gives us a better option against Cortana and things like that, so we went for that option. Different EV spread as well, completely different EV spread, and then we've got the Gyarados, different EV spread, and we've got a few extra moves there, and we're not finding an opponent. Come on, we need to break this 1800 barrier that we've been toying with the past week or so, and we still can't find an opponent. Let's jump on. Hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly. So in other news, we will have a stream this week on Thursday, and it will be the viewer battles episode that we kind of were discussing on the last stream. So if you guys are around this Thursday at 8 PM UK time, we'll be hopping on for an hour and a half, and we're going to have some viewer battles. Just hang out. It'll give us all a chance to talk about, you know, post Worlds, what happened at the World Championships, the news that we've got about the new games coming out, everything and anything, and your prep for the new season and what your plans are and things like that. So it'll just be a cool opportunity just to hang out for a little while, play some games. It'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can talk about the new team that we'll be playing next week as well, and some ideas and stuff, because I'll probably not have it finished completely by Thursday, but we'll have a good idea of what we're going to be playing and going into the next week. Buzzwall's something that I would kind of like to have a play around with as well. I think Buzzwall is one of the it's a bit like Xurkitree in a way. It's kind of one of the more underused Ultra Beasts. Why aren't we finding anyone? So there's lots of options, but if you're around, like I say, this Thursday, then do come along, and we can have a fun time. So we've eventually found our next opponent of the day, and they are running a team of Alolan Persian, Porygon 2, Cortana, Alolan Marowak, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Lele. So quite an interesting selection of Pokemon here. We've got not quite an AFK core, but we've got two parts of it made up with a Tapu Fini Cortana, and then the Marowak making up the fire part of that fire, water, grass core. We've got Tapu Lele there, which I guess works quite nicely within the core offering. Is it Scarfed? Maybe. Then we've got the Porygon 2, which is going to be the Trick Room mode, or the Trick Room kind of answer for this team, I guess. It might work in conjunction with that Alolan Marowak. And then the Alolan Persian, which does offer Fake Out support, pot and shot support, and everything in between from there. So what do we do here? I think Gyarados is really nice here. You know, there's not really too many threats of electric type attacks on my opponent's team. It's going to be nice against the Marowak in particular. So let's lead off. Raichu, Gyarados. Let's bring Celesteela, because that's going to be big here, and maybe Crocodile or Tapu Koko. Let's go Koko. Let's go Koko, and let's see how we get on in this match. And we also need to, if you're around on Thursday, we need to set a plan in place for our Battle Spot Double Series, because we're in a bit of limbo at the minute with that team. We need to create a new one, and I don't know really what to do, just create one myself, or if you guys want to do a live stream again over a weekend like we did the last time, and we'll build something as well to take forward on that series, because it's not something I want to drop. We'll have a best of 3 battler as well this week, so excited for that, and that'll probably start on Wednesday and work through till Friday, and that's how we'll probably kind of end up running that series as we go through into the new season. So we've got my opponent here leading off with that Alolan Persian and the Tapu Fini. Alolan Persian does put on a lot of pressure, you know, it can fake out, it is going to be faster than our Raichu. What is the Tapu Fini going to do here? I mean, we could just fake out the Fini, or we could withdraw the Raichu, keep it for later on and protect. Might be a bit safer doing that. Yeah, let's bring in the Koko, and let's protect the Gyarados this turn, because you never know if that Tapu Fini might be specs. Might launch a Moonblast into Gyarados, which we don't really want to just let my opponent do, so any attacks coming out from a Tapu Koko is going to be able to take quite comfortably. You do get a terrain up as well by doing this. So there's the fake out. It is into that Raichu slot, but Tapu Koko taking it. And we just see a Calm Mind come up from the Tapu Fini. So we could have potentially got away with the Dragon Dance there. Maybe playing a bit passive there, a bit safely. Right. But let's go for a Volt Switch into the Fini and go for a Dragon Dance with our Gyarados. So no parting shot, we just see the Persian withdraw. We are going to see the Marowak hit the field though, so it's going to stop our Volt Switch from our Koko, which is a bit unfortunate. It does get the boost. It's not really going to matter too much. And we do get a Dragon Dance off with Gyarados. But maybe this is a turn too late as the Fini probably attacks into that slot. And there's the Moonblast. It's got to be into the Gyarados, right? But we do take that. Special attack does drop, which is a bit unfortunate. But we do put a lot of pressure onto that Marowak this turn going into this one. So, I feel like the Marowak has to kind of protect here, so we could Dazzling Gleam. You know, we're going to be able to take another Moonblast from this Fini here, so we could potentially go Waterfall into the Marowak. Because the Tapu Fini, I don't know, does it protect here? I'm going to go Dazzling Gleam and I'm going to go Waterfall into the Marowak. If I can lock it in time, we should do, hopefully. Expecting the Marowak protect, so the Fini going to go for another attack here. I'm going to get a bit of chip onto this Tapu Fini though, which is alright. We're going to take another Moonblast, but we should survive this. But the Koko's going to take that this time round. And our special attack does drop. So we kind of want to take Koko out of the situation here. We'll bring in Celesteela. And you've got to imagine the Marowak. The Marowak has to. It's so threatened by a Waterfall, and we just showed that we went for it there. So I think the Marowak switches out here. I really do. That's why it's safe for me, kind of. I feel safe at bringing the Celesteela in this slot. So I'm going to go for the Z move. Z bounce into the Tapu Fini. +1, we might pick up the KO. May. So we do withdraw Koko. And we're not going to see anything switch out, so the mark is actually staying in. I wonder if we see it target down. It's not going to be ideal if it goes for a Flare Blitz into that Celesteela slot though. We've got to hope that we do KO this Tapu Fini. We are +1. I'd imagine we should do. Yeah, we do take the Fini out, which is great. And we'll see what this Marowak goes for. Just a Shadow Bone into the Gyarados. Yeah. And that does take us out, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay. Do I want to bring in Raichu though? Because we're going to see, we're definitely going to see the Persian come back in, I think. Let's bring in the Tapu Koko. I think let's go for a Heavy Slam into the Marowak, and let's go for a kind of need to get some damage onto. See if I can chip down the Marowak just a little bit. It means when the Raichu comes in that we should be able to pick up the KO onto it with the Psychic, the Life Orb Psychic. But the Persian is a huge problem here for us. Like a huge problem. Let's go Heavy Slam and Dazzle. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. It feels like we're kind of pinned down already just with the fake out pressure here. Coco does take the fake out. We are going to get a heavy slam into the Persian. Should do a little bit of chip damage. Yeah, but we're probably going to, we're going to lose Celesteela here to the Marowak, which is a bit unfortunate. But the recoil here should maybe put the Marowak into, definitely into Psychic range, maybe into Hidden Power Ground range, maybe. Depends how it's built. And Raichu taking the field, but the electric terrain has gone, so we're going to be slower than this Persian now, which isn't really ideal. I think we have to go for the Psychic into the Marowak, hope that we survive a foul play, and then go for the Dazzling Gleam. Get some more damage onto this Persian with Tapu Koko. And then it's all about what my opponent has as their last Pokemon. So, I do actually outspeed the Persian, get the Dazzling Gleam off. It does pick up the KO onto the Persian, which is crazy. Okay. And we are going to get the Psychic off. And this will pick up the KO onto the Marowak. Okay, so we've just totally flipped the game on its head now. We're going to take a little bit of recoil from the Life Orb. And then my opponent down to the last Pokemon. Okay. So I wonder what it is. Maybe the Kartana? Maybe the Lele though. Yeah, it is the Lele. Okay. Kind of wish we had the Psychic Terrain up. So, guess our best bet here is just going for T-Bolt and probably Dazzle. Let's go for the Dazzle and the T-Bolt. We should outspeed the Lele. Oh, but it is Scarf Lele. Okay. It's gone for the Moonblast into the Raichu. We do survive it though. So depending on what the damage is like. Okay, that's massive damage. So we should be able to win the game now. It can only target one of my Pokemon, so we will be able to pick up the victory. Somehow, squeeze out a victory. Which is ideal. And there's the Moonblast. It's going to be into the Koko this time. Yeah. So we'll probably lose the Raichu. Raichu probably will go down with Life Orb damage, I'd imagine here. So we do take down the Lele. Might be. We hang on? No, we don't. Raichu does go down. But we do win the game because we faint last. So, very good game to my opponent and a nice way to kind of round off today's episode, ease us into the week, and we'll wrap things up there, guys. So, let me know, as always, what you've thought of the episode, what you think of the team, what you think of the changes, if you've got any ideas of what you want to play. If you don't want to see this the rest of the week, I think it would be a lot of fun. I honestly would be happy playing this the rest of the week. I think it would be it's quite fast-paced team. We haven't featured the Crocodile either today, or the Marowak, so it'd be nice to kind of feature them as we go on. But yeah, as I've said earlier on, just let me know what your thoughts are. If you've enjoyed the episode though, guys, as always, please leave a like on the video. It is massively appreciated. It does let me know that you are enjoying the content. It helps the channel out as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all of our daily content from the School of Hard Knocks Battle Spot Double Series, QR Code Series, which will be back this week, Best of 3 Battler, and everything else. So I'm going to just leave it there because I've probably waffled on a little bit today, but I've had a lot of fun playing this team. It's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully, playing for the rest of the week. But like I say, let me know your ideas for what you want to see going into the rest of the week, and we will set that up. So we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the School of Hard Knocks. Like I've been saying the past few weeks, I want to keep the channel more centered around VGC as we kind of gear into the new VGC 2018 season, which will be coming up very shortly, in a few days almost, because I think it kicks in on the 1st of September, which will be very soon. My birthday's soon as well, so getting excited for that. But that is later on. That is later in the week. But we'll be back tomorrow, guys. You take care of yourselves. Have a lovely evening. Thanks as always for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. And I will see you all tomorrow. So until then, guys, take care and bye-bye.